Well, and what you bring up, one source stories, where I come from, you don't publish a one source
Hmm.
story unless you're the source and you saw it firsthand. So when I say I was at January 6th and I watched a guy fall off a wall, that's what I saw. I don't need to verify that source. I saw it. I reported it. That's the way it happened. I was there. Here it is on tape. Here's the picture. Blah blah blah. And I liked how he said, "How would you have uh, the where was it the prison stuff when Abu Ghraib when he said where would you have been without the pictures? We wouldn't have published because it was he said, she said. Very important for reporters to understand the verification, again, the collaborative process of journalism. And I like how it forced 60 Minutes hand, and you've got you've got Dan Rather going, they're making us do this, folks. Complete opposite of what you would have out of 60 Minutes today. They would suppress it.
Yeah. No, I thought that was also a very powerful part of the documentary as well. I thought they did a good job of painting the emotional context because in the midst of 9/11, kind of like the Vietnam era, like patriotism was the setting for America, and like going against that was tantamount to almost like treason. And so putting those pictures out there was a dramatic emotional shift for the country, and I thought they did a good job of portraying that.
Yeah, but to your point earlier, it was juxtapose that against what he did with bin Laden.
Hmm.
Same story. It was a My Lai massacre type of story, and completely. And for those who don't know, you outlined it pretty well. But his what Hirsch's reporting supposedly showed was the fact that it wasn't, like you said, SEAL Team 6, going in full gangbusters, and that story needed to be told, even if it wasn't accurate, because it's a reflection of what Hirsch did.
Hmm.
So if you're documenting what Hirsch did, I would think that that would be in there somewhere. I'm curious as to why it was not.
Yeah, especially because they were grasping at straws to have controversy over the JFK Marilyn Monroe portion. I'm like, why don't you just cut that? I mean, and if you have to make space, to me, the Bin Laden one, you could go talk to some of the journalists who covered the counter narratives, and
Right.
show that would have been way more interesting to me. And I think that was a bigger part of kind of getting him thrown out of the good graces of a lot of legacy media outlets. That Bin Laden story,
I
so that would
think
make
it
more
was
sense for the arc.
key.
Yeah.
I think it was key. And I'm one of the ones, I covered peripherally that story and know some of the members of, the Defense Department who did what they did, for better or for worse, or whether they did it or not. So I was looking forward to seeing how he was going to discuss that particular story. That had, for me as a reporter, had more gravitas than the Marilyn Monroe, or the fact that he gets angry at people. Christ, I have kids. I get angry at people. Who gives a shit? But it's the process of going after the story that to me is, and how you documented it. And the telling part to me, like you said, on the pipeline story, is he had one source. One source. I've mentored many young reporters who come to me. I've got a source that says this. Good. Now, how are you going to vet that as fact? Well, they said it. Well, I say the moon's made out of green cheese. You're going to report that? That I said it, but what, and who am I? According to managing editor or executive editor Brian Karam, the moon is made out of green cheese. That's your headline? Go out and vet those facts. And to your point also, I think that is one of the biggest problems with media today. And that's not just corporate media, but that certainly is independent media that we
Hmm.
see on Substack and other people who call themselves journalists who have no one else working for them. They're there. And I've had people on the left and people on the right go, and I'll ask a question, how do I know this is fact? Because I'm telling you. I go, well, that's what the right says.
Yeah.
But I'm on the left. I'm different. No, you're not. You're still bullshitting me. You're telling me that what you're saying is fact. Well, I have a lot of people following me. So does Scott Jennings. That doesn't make you factual.
Yeah.
That just means that a lot of people agree with you. Where are facts? I want vetted facts.